welcome to Should I Buy This Game featuring Conservas. My name is Christine, and in this video I'll give you an overview of how the game is played and then share a few things I may like or dislike about the game to help you decide if you want to add Conservas to your collection. Here we have the game Conservas, and this is a solo-only game. And in this game, we are trying to collect different sardines and scallops to tin and sell, but we're also spawning to create more fish in our oceans. So on your setup, it varies here. It goes by months. So we're doing January, and you get 10 coins, which I have here. And then in my bag, I have placed 5 of the sardine tokens, 5 of the scallop tokens, and 10 of the water tokens. And our goal is to collect $40 or 40 euros and still have 4 sardines and 4 scallops left at the end of the game. At the start of the game, you're going to get 2 boats, and you get to pick one without paying the cost. But just so you know that this boat here would cost 6 euros, but has no upkeep cost, whereas this one costs 3, but at the end of every round you have to pay 2 euros for upkeep cost. This one allows you to keep 2 fish on board. This one allows you to keep 3. Now at the beginning, because I want to be spawning my fish, I'm going to go with the one with 2, because I don't want to be putting a lot of fish on board. I want to keep spawning them for the first few rounds. So I would pick that one, and then this one just goes to the bottom. Now here we have some upgrades that will be available to us. This one needs 2 of the same type of fish. This is a single one, and this is 2 different. Now for this game, we are just using the sardines and scallops, but there are also 2 other ones, clams, I think, and like octopus. We're not using them for the January game though. Down here will be more boats that we'll be able to buy during the game. This one holds 3 fish on it, this one holds 1, and this one holds 3. And again, it has the cost and then the upkeep costs. So the first part of the round is at sea. And what we're going to be doing is our fishing. And it's with those tokens we have in our bag. I'm going to pull out 5 tokens. Put them over here. We have 1, 2, oops. That's our game thing. I forgot how to put it there. 3, 4. Okay, so what I might do this round is I'm allowed to put 2 on the ship, and everything else will be in the open waters. So I might use this because I don't want to be selling any fish yet. I need to spawn as many as I can. So I would do this. So I have 2 water on the ship, which will just end up back in the bag. And I have 3 tokens in open water, which hopefully I'll be able to spawn this one if I get another one. Now you're going to do this for each card you currently have. So I've got 2 cards. So 1 more token. Okay, so all of these tokens will end up in the open waters. And that is the end of the at sea. You will continue doing this for each boat that you had in your hand. Now phase 2 is the inland phase. Now if I had put any fish on top of my boat here, not in the waters below, I would be able to come here and either sell them, and it depends if you're selling 1 sardine, 1 clam, set of 2, or a set of 3. Or I could trade it for an upgrade card. And I also now have the option to buy another boat. So maybe I would buy this boat. So I trade in 4 coins at cost, and I could add this boat to my collection. We don't turn the card over yet in case you would want to buy yet another boat. So during the inland phase, you're either selling your fish, getting upgrades, or buying boats. Phase 3 is end of day, and this is when you would turn over any missing cards. You return all the water tokens back to the bag. you pay any upgrade fees. So on this boat, it was 0. And this is a new boat, so I don't have to pay it in this round. And then you spawn. And what you do, so I have 2 of each. So I am able to spawn once, because what it is you need 2 to spawn, and so I could spawn once. If I had 3 of each, I'd be able to spawn twice. 4 of each, I could spawn 3 times. And then I would add all of these tokens back into my bag. And that is the end of the round. And then you would start again. So I will just briefly do it again. It moves fairly quick. The whole game over 7 rounds only takes about 20 minutes. So this is the first. And so I can put these here because it only needs 2 and I'm still trying to spawn. And then I can put the 2 water on top. Actually, I think I might put them here because this one boat holds 3. And so that way I won't be losing many fish. I'm going to do this just so I could show you just selling. And then I will take 5 for here. I usually spend a couple rounds. I usually spend a couple rounds spawning so I can really build up my fish. So now when we move into round 2, I have 1 fish that ended up on the boat. So that one I would sell. So I would come here, I would turn it over to the can side, and it would go here, and I would get 2 coins for that fish. At this point, I could buy another boat. So let's see, maybe I would want this boat because I'm going to maybe start needing more fish. I move to round 3. I collect all my water, put it back into my bag. I can turn over a new boat. At this point, I have to pay 1 token because it is the upkeep fee, and then I spawn, and I now have that. So I would, for these, I would spawn 3. So I would add 3, and for these ones, I would spawn 2. All of those would go back into my bag. And this is how we can really build up your bag. So in the last few rounds, you can really sell a lot to gain your 40 coins. And then as the last thing, you would just move your token over to the next day on the calendar. And that is, you just repeat it. And as you go here, instead of spawning as many, I will want to start selling them. I really want to get sets of 3 to add up those points. And in the end, you need to have at least 40 coins, 4 sardines, and 4 scallops still left in your bag. And that's basically how you play. So originally, this wasn't a game I was going to buy. I wasn't sure if the whole fishing thing would interest me. But I did end up picking it up, and I'm really glad I did. It's a really great solo game. And what I really like about the game is that it's challenging, but it's not hard to play. It's easy to play, but you have that challenge of succeeding in your goals. I find some solo games want to really prove that they're challenging and are overcomplicated. And this one is just a nice game to play. It is, one of the designers is Scott Elms that does a lot of solo games. So he really knows how to put together a solo game. The other thing I really like is the art of the little tin cans, because sardine cans actually do have a lot of really great art to them. They're so creative. And I like how they made the cards look like the little sardine cans. Now my version it's a Spanish and English version. So a lot of the boats are in Spanish. I don't know if in an English only version, if there would be so much Spanish. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. But I had a set of English cards and I had a set of Spanish cards in for the upgrades. The other thing I like is that there's a lot of extra challenges. So this one is January, and it took me 3 tries to win this level. The first game I played, I completely didn't know what I was doing. The second game I thought I knew, but in the end I had sold a fish and then couldn't spawn it. And then by the third one I got it. But as we move through, there's going to be more challenges. We're adding in more of the fish. Now it wants me to have upgrades included. The way you sell your fish changes. This one gets me an extra round. And so there's 12 months. And so there's a lot of gameplay here to change up with different challenges to go forward. And if you complete them all, you can go back and try and complete them all on the difficult level. So it's a small game, but with a lot of gameplay and a lot of challenges. So I'm trying to think of things I dislike about the game. And really, I can't really think of anything. It's just a solid solo game. You just have that challenge, and just the learning curve is, as I said, it took me like the third game to win, to fully get the concept of the conservation and spawning versus selling. But other than that, it's just a really great solo challenging game. So let me know if you have played Conservas and what you think of the game.